The GunTrack app right now on Pirate Firearms and Reloading. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So I want to show you a really cool app I've been using for a few years now. It's just had a really big update done to it, added some really cool features and just tidied a few little things up. But this is a really cool app. It is actually free to download from the App Store. If you want like a computer-based version or a software-based version where you keep all this information like on your own computer, it stays on your computer locally, there is those options as well. But this is the app version, so when you first load it up, you will need to either create an account or log in. The thing I love about this app is this will obviously sync back to the database, which is all encrypted, but it means that I can either grab my phone or I can grab my tablet and update that information. So I'm going to do it on my phone today because that's probably how most people are going to use it. So this is the landing page you've got after you log into the app. Nice, simple, clean interface, which I have to say I love. The only thing that isn't clear straight off the bat is this access my records bit here is actually a button as well. So I'll show you what happens. So we go access my records, and what loads up is initially a list of your firearms. So you can sort these in the list. You can also flick between different categories. So obviously all firearms, handguns, rifles, shotguns, custom. So if you've got anything weird and wonderful, you drop it in there. You might want to maybe drop your knife collection in there or something. The accessories category, which is another one I use a lot. The ammo category, and one of my favorites, and the reason I even have an app for this sort of information in the first place, is the shooting category. And that allows me to track my shooting, how many rounds I've got down firearms, all those good things. I am OCD, and this app does satisfy that need to have that information. So right here on the landing page, we're going to look at my M1873, made by Birdie, obviously. So you'll notice there's a few things here. Obviously, it talks about caliber, so it's a 38 special / 357 Magnum. Then we have got obviously the last date that I shot this firearm, which is your little target symbol. The triangle is the last date I had a malfunction. The little, it almost looks like a pen, but it's meant to be like an oil bottle dropping a bit of oil. That's the last maintenance date. And the date down the bottom is the date of purchase. You'll notice for the Tika below it, there is no malfunction. You're having a pretty bad day if you've got a bolt action malfunction. So we're just going to click on or tap on the 1873, and this is what loads up. So obviously I've already set this up, and I'll show you how to set up one of these in a minute, but you've got all your critical information. I've got photos of receipts, photos of the actual firearm itself, obviously the serial number recorded, so if this was maybe ever stolen or something like that, I'd be able to track all that information and provide that to the relevant authorities. Purchase date, purchase price, total with accessories, we'll scroll down to that in a second, rounds fired, and I can add notes in here as well. For things like precision rifles, I'll load some of the specs in here, so my scope height over bore, twist rates, barrel lengths, things like that in that notes category. And that means if I'm trying to put something into a ballistic calculator, it's sitting here ready for me. You could also potentially include the store in which you purchased it from or the person you purchased it from in those note category, but that's up to you. The next slot we get here is available ammunition. So obviously you have to populate this in the ammunition category. But you can see here a few different hand loads I've got ready set up for it. Anything that's a hand load, I put Pirate on the end of it, just as a reminder. If this was, say, a factory box of Federal, then that would obviously say Federal. Down below here, we have the shooting activity. Now, this is where my other favorite app, Ballistic X, comes in. So if we just pick the last time I shot this thing, so I know I shot one of my club matches, we shoot 50 meters offhand, 10 rounds, and so there's my target. So that's obviously from Ballistic X, and I've loaded it into GunTrack. You can see the ammunition I used, number of rounds I fired, so on and so forth. Gives me a really good idea of where I'm tracking, and go from there. So that's my shooting activity. Right down here we got maintenance. So it is a little bit cut off. This is the downside of font sizes and phones, but you can obviously work out there's 2 in here for 0. We've got exterior, so that was exterior clean, so like a wipe over, clean the bluing, etc. And then the malfunction here. So if we tap on the malfunction, we see what happened. Rear sight came loose. Not really a fault of the firearm, but just tracking it, gone back, I've Loctited that, so this shouldn't happen again. If it happens again, I go, oh geez, that happened not that long ago. I need to do something about this. And the final thing down here at the bottom is accessories. So once again, you have to load these. Accessories don't necessarily have to be attached to a firearm. So say you've got like a weapons mounted light on a quick detach mount and you swap it between firearms. Well, you don't actually have to assign it to a specific firearm. Obviously, I'm not taking a tang sight off this and putting it on something else. So it's assigned to this particular firearm. From here, when I'm looking at the firearm, I can also add an accessory, add a shooting activity, add the maintenance, add the malfunction. You can also do that straight from the home screen. So we go back into records. We'll just shoot over to accessories for a second. So once again, you've got some things in here. I've got a brake, a tuner, IR visible laser illuminator. So let's just click on, say, the barrel tuner here, right? So I've got my purchase price, date of purchase, photo of the product. Down below there, I've got a photo of the receipt as well, so keep an eye on it. If you edit this, you can tell it what type of accessory there are, and there's a fairly good list here. I'd love to see one that said maybe muzzle devices or muzzle brakes or something like that. For now, anything that screws onto the end of the barrel, I'm just putting under the category of silencers. So obviously this here is your opportunity to select what firearm it belongs to. If the accessory has a serial number, you can obviously put that in there, and then you can add your photos of your receipts, or you can actually upload a document here now too, and you can add a photo of the product. So I'm not going to save that, I'm just going to back out of it. Nothing's going to change. So go back. The one final thing I want to show you in records is if we go to ammo. And we're just going to pull up here. I've just loaded up some 300 blackout 190 grain sub X. So obviously I didn't purchase this, so the purchase price is 0. It's too hard to work out what a finished round costs you when you reload. Location, so maybe you've got a second property or something, or you've got a second ammo safe somewhere and you want to note where you're actually storing this particular ammo, you can also do that. Obviously the total rounds, if this was, you know, factory box ammo, you can enter some details about that too. Obviously purchase price gives you a bit of indication of how much money you've got stashed away in firearms and firearms related things. That's a very scary number if you collect like I do. So that's the basics of the database. So all these buttons here can also be accessed via a firearm, except for the one add a firearm. So say you add a firearm, you can pick which type it is, handgun, rifle, shotgun, right? Let's just pick handgun, for example. So you can give it a model name, or you can give it like a custom name if you like. Obviously you can select the manufacturer here from the list. There is a massive list of manufacturers here, but say there's something that's not on here, and interestingly enough, I noticed initially Tikka wasn't on here. So we're just going to try Sarco. Sarco comes up, right? But Tikka initially didn't. And you can notice here there's a little edit button and a delete button. That's because I've manually added this. And say you do have to add one, there's an add custom manufacturer button. Same with caliber. Maybe you're shooting a Wildcat or something like that, you can add your own caliber. You can add the serial number. Things like the condition of the firearm are quite good as well. Gives you an indication, maybe somebody's looking at buying something and they go, hey, I've got one, you know, it's in good condition, blah, blah, blah. You've got all the records here, right? If you do happen to sell a firearm, you can also record it in here as well, which is a nice feature. And you can obviously add your photos. If you're adding accessories at the same time, obviously there's an add accessory button and you can go from there. Very much the same if you're going to say add ammunition, right? It asks you for a manufacturer, a caliber. You can put your round count in here, go for gold. Now the one that I really do like is add shooting, okay? So you can record where you shot, what firearm you did. Now let's just pick one here. So we're just going to go with that U-birdie again. So it automatically populates the caliber category. And now what I can do too is it automatically populates the ammunition that will work in this firearm. So I'm not sifting through all my 308, my 22 ammo to find 38 ammo. That to me is quite convenient, right? So let's just pick, let's just say I shot some black powder, loads of my own. Type of shooting, outdoor range, indoor range, hunting, whatever. I don't get too fussy on that. The location, if I really want to put it in there, is going to tell me that information. You're going to add, obviously, the date, the number of rounds fired, and probably my favorite thing out of the whole app, subtract from my ammo. And if you toggle that guy on, when you save this shooting session, it will subtract that from your ammo inventory stored in the app. So you can keep track of it. You get to the gun store and you go, oh, do I need another box of that? Pull out the app. Oh yeah, I'm getting low on this, this, and this. You go and buy some more. Once again, I am OCD. I do like to keep records of these things, so it is quite nice to have this all stored in one app on my phone. It really just gives me the ability to, in a second, confirm my data, look at what I need, what I've shot, see if I need to zero something, put in here that I've zeroed it. That way, next time I pick up that firearm, I go, oh, geez, I zeroed that last time. That should be bang on. Or maybe I zeroed it with a really coarse adjustment and it needs some fine tuning. I've got that noted. By the time I come around to shoot that firearm again, I can have a quick look through the app and see where exactly I'm at. So really cool app. I have no affiliation with the people at GunTrack. I have sent a few suggestion emails in that. One of the previous versions of the app had a couple of little bugs. That's cool, software's always in development, but this new version 2 is actually working really, really well, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. So if you want to track your firearms usage, your inventory, your ammo, this is a great app. And if you feel like it, you can go and get the paid version, get more features, get it on your computer, get it on your phone, get it on your tablet, and do all those cool things. Right, don't forget to subscribe. If you've got any questions or you want any help, hit me up in the comments down below. Until next time, happy shooting.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Catch you next time.